First we learn about sulfur dioxide. How is sulfur dioxide prepared? Two types of salt we can get when sulfur dioxide is treated with alkali. Passing sulfur dioxide through potassium permanganate, it will get decolorized to. It is used as a drying agent for gases. Sulfur dioxide, which is formed in the first step, is mixed with air. Hello my dear students, welcome back to the session 8 on the chapter P block elements. Last class we studied about ozone preparation and properties. Then we started with sulfur and we learnt about rhombic sulfur and monoclinic sulfur. First we learn about sulfur dioxide. How is sulfur dioxide prepared? We take sulfur, burn it with air, we get sulfur dioxide. Also, some amount of sulfur dioxide may be formed. That is the first method of preparation. Second, in laboratory method, what we do is we treat sulfite salts with dilute sulfuric acid, sulfur dioxide gas is obtained. What is it? We take sulfite salt, any sulfite salt, SO3 2 minus, it is sulfite salt we take, okay, aqueous solution, add for that H2SO4, then you will get sulfur dioxide gas which will be liberated. So that is the laboratory method of preparation. The third method, that is the industrial method of preparation, is by roasting any sulfide ore. For example, we have taken FeS2, roasting means it is treated with air, that is a blast of air is there and you are heating at a very high temperature. So sulfide ore is heated with oxygen, it will form oxide of the metal and sulfur dioxide gas is liberated. So these are the three methods of preparation of sulfur dioxide. Next is chemical properties of sulfur dioxide. What are the chemical properties? First is sulfur dioxide, when it is mixed with water, you will get an acidic solution, that is of sulfurous acid. See, H2SO3 is sulfurous acid, not sulfuric. Sulfuric is H2SO4. One oxygen less, we call it as sulfurous acid. Okay, that is the first property. Next property is with alkalis, it forms two types of salts, that is sodium hydroxide, when it is treated with sulfur dioxide, you get sodium bisulfite, that is NaHSO3, or sodium hydroxide with sulfur dioxide, you will get Na2SO3, that is sodium sulfite. So you can get sodium bisulfite or sodium sulfite salt. So two types of salt we can get when sulfur dioxide is treated with alkali. Okay. Next is reaction with halogen. Sulfur dioxide, when it is treated with chlorine or it combines with chlorine to form sulfuryl chloride, or with any other halogen when it is mixing, we get sulfuryl halides, we call it as. And example we have given of sulfuryl chloride over here. Okay. Next is reducing nature. Sulfur dioxide, the two moist sulfur dioxide, acts as a very good reducing agent. It converts ferric sulfate to ferrous sulfate. You can see Fe, here it is in +3 state, here it is in +2 state. That is why it is a very good reducing agent, isn't it? So when ferric sulfate is treated with sulfur dioxide, you will get ferrous sulfate and sulfuric acid. Similarly, the color of potassium permanganate, it has got that dark pink color, isn't it? It will be decolorized if sulfur dioxide is passed. So potassium permanganate, on passing sulfur dioxide through potassium permanganate, it will get decolorized to form potassium sulfate and manganese sulfate along with sulfuric acid. So this is the reducing property of sulfur dioxide gas. Next we have the uses. So what are the uses of sulfur dioxide? It is used in petroleum and sugar refining. It is used as bleaching agent in wood and silk. It's also used as a disinfectant and a preservative. It is used as a drying agent for gases. Also, it is used in manufacture of sulfuric acid, which you will be learning next. Okay. Also, liquid sulfur dioxide is used as a solvent for many organic and inorganic chemicals. If you see the structure, they have got two resonance structures, that is between the sulfur and oxygen there is a double bond. If this move to the other oxygen, you will get the other resonance structure. So, there are two canonical forms and it is an angular molecule. Okay. So, that is about the structure and uses of sulfur dioxide. Next we have sulfuric acid. It is also called as oil of vitriol. What is it? It is also called as oil of vitriol, H2SO4. First is preparation of sulfuric acid by contact process. Very important process, or for the exam point of view, this is a very important question as well. Here we have total 3 steps. First step is production and purification of sulfur dioxide. We take sulfur, burn it with oxygen, you get sulfur dioxide. Once we get sulfur dioxide, it is again mixed with air and it is passed for purification process. Why purification process? That is because in step 2, we have a catalyst, that is vanadium pentoxide. In the presence of any impurities, vanadium pentoxide may stop acting as a good catalyst. For that reason, sulfur dioxide, which is formed in the first step, is mixed with air and both together is passed through a series of purification chambers, which I shall explain. Okay. In step 2, once we get the purified sulfur dioxide and air, okay, so we have sulfur dioxide and air which is purified, then it is passed through the catalytic chamber in which you have vanadium pentoxide catalyst and the pressure is increased to 2 bar pressure and 720 Kelvin temperature is maintained to get sulfur trioxide. Now you can see this reaction is an exothermic reaction. So once if you heat the catalyst to this temperature, it is sufficient because further heating is not necessary. As the reaction itself is exothermic, the temperature can be maintained. Okay. Next is absorption of sulfur trioxide. So what sulfur trioxide is formed, it is mixed with sulfuric acid. Now you might get confused, ma'am, we are preparing sulfuric acid, then how are we mixing it with sulfuric acid? See, there are different methods of preparation of sulfuric acid. If we take sulfur trioxide and mix it with water, it is an highly exothermic reaction and industrially that amount of heat is very difficult to handle or there are a lot of risk. That reason, already what sulfuric acid was manufactured by different processes was used here as sulfuric acid. When I mix with sulfur trioxide, I get oleum, that is I have to just add up H2, S I have 1 here, 1 more here, 2, so S2 also, oxygen 4 plus 3, 7, so it forms oleum. This oleum what we have, we dilute with water to get sulfuric acid, okay, just to prevent the risk. So that is about the contact process. So if the question is asked as write the equations or write the 3 steps, then you have to write these 3 steps along with the equation, along with all the catalyst conditions, everything. Okay. So it's a very important question. So I shall just explain once again along with the purification process. Okay. So first we have the sulfur burner. In this air is passed and sulfur is placed. So when air is passed and sulfur is there in the burner, sulfur will react with oxygen to form sulfur dioxide. Further, sulfur dioxide, that is impure sulfur dioxide and oxygen, is passed through dust precipitator. So here it is allowed, the dust can get precipitated. Next, sulfur dioxide and oxygen is passed through the washing and cooling tower. So what we are doing is, here it is, water is sprayed from above. So whatever impurities are there which is soluble in water is washed away. So you can see waste water is removed, soluble impurities are removed, and as we have heated the gas here, it will start cooling as well. So it is called as washing and cooling chamber. Next, this particular gas now is a little wet, so it is passed through the drying tower, isn't it? Because you're sprinkling water, it is not completely dry, so we need to dry it. So we pass through drying chamber in which concentrated sulfuric acid is sprayed. Now you might ask me, ma'am, sulfur dioxide is there, oxygen is there, will it not react with sulfuric acid? No, because we don't have the conditions which is required for the reaction. Thus the reaction will not happen here. Okay. So whatever moisture is there, sulfuric acid is a very good dehydrating agent. Moisture is completely pulled out and the waste acid is removed. Now you have dry sulfur dioxide and oxygen gas, which now comes to the arsenic purifier. The main purpose of purification is to remove arsenic. If arsenic is there, it is a poison for the catalyst vanadium pentoxide. So arsenic should not be there. So there is one purifier specially to check whether there is arsenic impurity. So in arsenic purifier, what it has is gelatinous hydrated ferric oxide. So arsenic is removed by gelatinous hydrated ferric oxide, and now further, there can also be a Tyndall box to check whether there are any impurities. If there is Tyndall effect is observed, then again the purification process has to be done, or it can go into the preheater. So here the gases are heated to a high temperature of very close to 720 Kelvin. Further, it is coming to the catalytic chamber in which you have the catalyst. Now sulfur dioxide and oxygen will form sulfur trioxide. Correct? So sulfur trioxide which is formed here is then passed into the chamber in which concentrated H2SO4 is sprinkled from above. So here sulfur trioxide with H2SO4 will form oleum, that is H2S2O7. Now this oleum which is obtained from here, further it is diluted with water to get sulfuric acid. So I hope you have understood the manufacture of sulfuric acid by contact process. Okay. Next is chemical properties of sulfuric acid. So what is the first property? It is acidic nature. We know it is a very strong acid, isn't it? So it is a dibasic acid. It will ionize to give H plus ion, that is H2SO4 with water, it will form H3O plus and HSO4 minus. You can see here the Ka value is very large. Second step is HSO4 minus will give away one more H plus ion to water to form SO4 2 minus. So it will give away 2 H plus ions. 2 H plus ions it will give. Thus it is called as the dibasic acid. Okay. The greater value of Ka1 means that it mainly ionizes into H plus ion and HSO4 minus ion, and the high value also tells us that it is a very strong acid. Okay. It forms 2 sulfates salt, that is 2 series of salts it can form when it reacts, that is it can form bisulfate and sulfate salt. Also if you take a carbonate, it will decompose to give carbon dioxide. So if you are treating carbonate and bicarbonate with sulfuric acid, you will get carbon dioxide gas. Okay. Next is it acts as a moderately strong oxidizing agent, that it reacts with metal non-metals. How? That is copper, when it is treated with concentrated H2SO4, you get copper sulfate, sulfur dioxide and water. Same way sulfur, when it is treated with concentrated H2SO4, we get sulfur dioxide gas. Carbon, when it is treated with sulfuric acid, you get carbon dioxide gas. sulfur dioxide gas as well as water. So it is a moderately strong oxidizing agent, as well as it is having a high dehydrating nature, isn't it? Even if a small drop of H2SO4 falls on the skin, it pulls out all the water and it starts burning. That is because it's a very good dehydrating agent. It takes up all the water molecules in the skin or the tissue what is there. That is the reason you will get that burning sensation. Same way, if a small drop of sulfuric acid falls on the paper, it will burn, isn't it? That is because it is a very strong dehydrating agent. Okay, so concentrated sulfuric acid has a great affinity to water. It acts as a powerful dehydrating agent. So it is used for drying in many purposes. Okay, if you see, if you take C12H22O11, that is sugar, and add sulfuric acid, it gets completely charred. That is, you get only carbon and water molecule will be completely removed. So that's about the dehydrating nature. Next is the reaction with metal halides. So if you take any metal halide, treat it with sulfuric acid, you will get hydrogen halides. You will get hydrogen halides and metal sulfate will be formed. For example, you can see sodium chloride with sulfuric acid, it will give sodium sulfate and HCl will be formed. So this is the reaction of sulfuric acid on metal halides. Okay. Next is the uses of sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid has many uses. Now what are the uses? First is for manufacture of fertilizers like ammonium sulfate, superphosphate of lime, etc. It is used in manufacture of acids, that is HCl, HNO3, etc. It is used in manufactures of explosives like TNT, picric acid, etc. It is used in manufacture of many chemicals. It is used in petroleum refining. It is used in dyes, drugs, and it is used in manufacture of disinfectants also. Not only that, it is used in textile industry, paper, leather industry. It's used as a cleaning metals for electroplating, galvanizing, enameling, etc. It is used in storage batteries. We know, no, in the storage batteries in UPS at home, there is sulfuric acid which is there, but it is dilute sulfuric acid. It's also used in manufacture of paints and pigments. It is a very important laboratory reagent in detergent industry as well as in metallurgical processes. We use sulfuric acid. So sulfuric acid is a very important chemical which has lot of uses. Next we have oxo acids of sulfur. We have very few oxo acids of sulfur whose structure you need to remember. First one is sulfurous acid, H2SO3. Sulfur is having a double bonded oxygen and has a lone pair of electron and 2 OH groups. Okay, that is sulfurous acid. In sulfuric acid, there is one oxygen atom more. So, you have 2 double bonded oxygen and 2 OH groups. Whereas, in pyrosulfuric acid, if you see, you have sulfur with 2 oxygen double bond, one more with 2 oxygen double bond. You have one OH group, one OH group, and between this you have an oxygen which is the link between the 2 sulfur atoms. That's why pyrosulfuric acid, that is H2S2O7, which is nothing but oleum. Okay. One more you have is peroxo disulfuric acid. In this also we have, see, everywhere this is common. Okay. Sulfur with double bonded oxygen, 2 we have, then we have one OH group, and between the sulfur we have a peroxide bond, oxygen-oxygen bond. That's why peroxo word is used. Okay. So that's about the structure of oxo acids of sulfur. Okay. Next class we will be starting with group 17, that is electronic configuration and occurrence. Also we learn the trends in physical properties and the physical state of group 17 elements. So thank you my dear children. Stay tuned, stay focused.